Good morning. This is November the 10th, Friday, and we are in BBIS first year compulsory English class. Yesterday we finished reading David Rothenberg's essay, How the Web Destroys the Quality of Students' Research Paper, where he begins with the problem of a decline of quality in research. And he claims that this decline in quality of research is because students are using World Wide Web. And then from paragraph 3, he starts telling us how we can know if a paper is based on World Wide Web. 3, 4, 5, he does that. In paragraph 6, he takes the counter argument. He says that if you think I hate technology, so I'm criticizing, so that's not true. I like technology. But then he says that today when you Google, you get a lot of information, but that information has no intellectual value. That is just advertisement for further information. Then he says that when you use technology like word processor and Google search engines and do research, that is like hint and peck method of doing research, where you hit a search term on Google, whatever you get, you copy. And then he goes to paragraph 8, where he further says that computers might give you the impression that research is very easy to do, but that's not true. Research requires hard work, research requires reading. Then he goes to paragraph 9, and yes, in 9 also he says that research requires serious attention, careful reading, understanding, synthesis. And then finally in paragraph 10 it is the question, okay, so far we have the problem, so who is responsible for the problem? And in paragraph 10 he says that libraries are creating a problem. How? Because today libraries are encouraging technology. They are spending money to install computers in library, and when students see digital screens, and they are encouraged to connect, link, they are encouraged to copy, paste, they are not going to read seriously. So libraries, rather than encouraging laptops and desktops and on-screen methods of reading, they should encourage lending hard books like this. And if you take a hard book, he says that take a hard book, sit under a tree, and then read from cover to cover, and spend few hours, few days reading, and then close the book, stop and think. Read, stop, think, ponder, brood, and then understand what you have written, what you have read, then synthesize various arguments in your reading, and then quote if you need, and develop your argument. And then he says in paragraph 12, he says that the problem is also because of teachers, because we teachers don't know how to teach. And we should teach students how to read, how to think, how to make argument, how to reason. And then in paragraph 13, he says that the most important thing for us will be teaching students to think in a disciplined way. Then we have another section by Cummings, where he sends an opposing view to David Rothenberg's argument, where Cummings says that David Rothenberg gives too much importance to www, and whereas internet is simply a tool. And we teachers need to teach students properly how to make right use of internet. And we are not training students, and we are blaming. So blaming students without teaching them how to make right use is wrong. And then he goes on saying that internet has good things also, and he says that it's not only net to blame, a television can be a problem, social media can be a problem, and he says that even teachers don't know how to use a whiteboard, that's a problem. Teachers don't know how to teach, that's a problem. Curriculum is outdated, that's a problem. Textbooks may be outdated, that's a problem. So don't blame only students. And then he ends by saying, Cummings ends by saying that the most responsible fellow for all this problem is the teacher. If he teaches, if he trains, so he says, as a teacher, I should clearly tell you, this is what I demand, standard. I should clearly tell you, don't plagiarize. And if I instruct you on time, there won't be a problem. And Cummings ends his letter by saying that we need to teach rhetoric and reasoning and thinking to students. It says that if you teach how to think, how to judge, how to evaluate, then students will gradually develop these skills. This is what we did last time. Now today we have a new text, the Violinist, the Student and the Unpaid Teacher, written by Professor Dr. Arun Gupto and published in the Kathmandu Post. As you can see, the topic has a subtitle, Pop Culture Often Forces Us to Think of a Teacher as a Stupid Character Worth Making Fun of. So let's invite the presenter. Will you use this board or that board? Okay, come from this side. From this side. Else you will be on camera focus. First greet the audience, introduce yourself, and then tell the topic you're going to present on. Wait a minute, let me give you this recording clip. Wait a minute. Could you kindly clip on this collar? Yeah. My shikha got open.
Good morning, everyone. I am here in front of you all to present on the topic.
Wait a minute. Have a louder voice because your friends in the whole class need to listen to you. Go on.
Good morning, everyone. I am here in front of you all to present on the topic The Violinist, the Student and the Unpaid Teacher by Arun Gupto. It was published on Kathmandu Post on July 8, 2023. Arun Gupto is also a professor of English. It is an article of 11 paragraphs. The writer starts the article using the metaphor.
Okay, write their metaphor. You need to use whiteboard also. Write their metaphor. So writer starts with a metaphor. Good.
Metaphor is a figure or speech in which a word or phrase is applied to an object or action to which it is not literally applicable. For example, in an article, the writer uses violin and its string. It is being used...
Okay, draw the violin quickly.
So,
you don't know? I also don't know. I guess violins are somewhat like this. Not exactly. Just let's try. Now you have not exactly. Okay, done. I want you to interact a lot. Use the whiteboard, look at the audience, talk to them, not just read out. Go on.
Here, a writer has used the metaphor. For example, he has presented the violin and its string to explain the relation between the teacher and student.
Okay, he uses violin to explain the relation between teacher and student. Go on.
He says that when the string of the violin is played in a proper manner, it produces the melodious sound. Likewise, if the student and the teacher's relation is managed in a proper manner, then only the learning can take place.
Wait, you said something important. When the relation between a student and teacher is managed properly, and when this relation is good, healthy, there is good learning. Just as when the strings are fine-tuned, there is good music.
Likewise, if this harmony is fractured, then the relation between the teacher and student will not be good, and the learning cannot take place.
So you see, the writer says that the relation between a student and teacher is crucial. If the relation is bad, if you hate your teacher, you pucker your face when teacher comes, then you won't learn, right? Yeah.
Moving forward, the writer has presented the story of the violinist, where he does not get paid by the Western family. According to the Western family, they claim that there were not any relation that they got to learn from the violinist.
Okay, the teacher taught their child music, and when it came time to pay the teacher, the guardian said, "Sir, you haven't taught anything to him or her, so we are not going to pay you." And the teacher felt very bad. And then?
Here he wants to present that Here he wants to present that the laborers in Nepal, like doctors in hospital, teachers in colleges, are not being well paid for the energy and the effort they are being presenting in their field.
He tells local problem. We teachers are not properly paid in schools and colleges. Laborers who go to a Western Asian country, they are not paid for their work. Yes, go on.
He says that the concern is not just about the teacher being unpaid, but also about their status and treatment.
So he says real issue is not payment. Real issue is bad treatment of the teachers, right? Society treats teachers badly. This is the problem this essay discusses. Go on.
According to him, teachers are inexpensive and widely accessible. Like in our practical life also, those things that we get easily are not so valued than those things that we get by struggling and working hard.
You said important. What we get easily, we don't value. What we have to work hard, we value. Mil jaye to mitti, kho jaye to sona. Who sang this song? Jagdish Singh. There's a ghazal line. Mil jaye to mitti, kho jaye to sona. What you get, you don't value. What you lose, you value. You get teachers easily, as he said. Teachers are easily available. Last time he said, Sir, malai ayana. I said, come sikaidinchu. He didn't value me, he didn't come to my staff room. Look, if I had said, I'll charge you 1,000 rupees, he might have valued me. Right? Teachers are easily available, affordable, so people don't respect them.
In the present scenario, the students are easily accessible to the teachers, due to which they are losing the importance of the teacher and the role of teacher in their life.
Repeat this idea again. In the present scenario, we said something. Repeat that.
In this present scenario, students are losing the importance of teacher because they are easily accessible to them.
Yeah, now you made correct. Earlier you said wrong. Students are devaluing teachers because teachers are being easily available. Demand and supply. Demand and supply. When supply increases, value goes down.
Moving forward, the writer has presented the role of parents and teacher. Here he says that even though the teacher has the temporary presence in the children's life, it is very important for their growth and development. Without the presence of the teacher, the growth and the development of the future of a child is not possible.
I want to say something. One thing, I wanted you to use a lot of whiteboards, all right? Let's explain. He says that parents are always with you, right? They raise you from your childhood and they are with you for 20, 30 years until you get married and set away. But teachers, they come in your life at one point. Divakar sir has come in your life in 2023. And in 2024, he won't be with you, he will be in another class, right? So, teachers come at one point in your life, and teachers come with a specific purpose. They come in your life to fine-tune you. And they tune you and they go for another class. Fine-tuning means inspiring you to read. If Divakar sir is able to inspire you to read, that's his success. If Divakar sir has failed to inspire you, that's his failure. But parents, he says that parents are there to pamper you. Parents are there to fulfill everything you demand. Parents are there to please you. But teachers are not there just to please you. Teachers are there to teach you. Teachers are not there to please you. I remember one mathematics teacher. His rule was stay like this in class. And I said, sir, पढाउनुहुन्छ अनि बच्चाहरूलाई मुख थुन्न लगाउनुहुन्छ कसरी हुन्छ बोलेन कसरी पढ्छ देन ही सेड सर क्लासमा गएर गुडी गुडी हुने होइन टिचर बार क्लासमा गएर हिटलर हुने हो ही सेड दैट वाज हिज फिलोसफी आई डोन्ट एग्री विथ दैट बट ही सेड गुडी गुडी हुने होइन भनेको विद्यार्थीले धेरै प्याम्परिङ गरे भने टाउकोमा टेक्छ पढ्दैन हिज फिलोसफी आई एम नॉट सेइङ माय फिलोसफी एन्ड आई डिसएग्रीड सो हियर द point is, do not expect your teacher to please you all the time. He might get angry with you. But understand that even when he gets angry slightly, the intention is good. He is trying to teach you.
Like Divakar sir has said, teachers are not here not to please students but to teach them.
Not to please but to teach.
Some of the students may think that we will complete our assignment when the teacher will say, we will read when teacher will say, but it's not like that. Teachers are not here to please, but their responsibilities is to educate them and to show the path. And our responsibility is to follow the right path in a positive way that they have taught us.
I'll give an example, right now, live example. This child said, sir, I'm not ready for the presentation. I became strict early. Did you realize? I was strict. I didn't say, okay, boli gare huncha. I said, no, garnu parcha. And look, she's preparing. And I'm sure in 1 hour, she'll be ready. Maybe she's not happy in her mind. So, ke garnu bhayo, yesto kadai garnu bhayo, अहिले गर्नु पर्ने सरलाई, भोलि गरे हुँदैन. But she's doing. So, being strict, I'm making her learn. If I wanted to please, I could say, हुन्छ नि भोलि गरे हुन्छ नि. Why should I say भोलि गरे हुन्छ अहिले गर्नु पर्छ. So teachers are demanding. They are demanding. They might sound rude, they might sound strict, but if you follow what they're saying, you will develop. Right? Yes, go on.
Here the writer says, in some pop films, teachers are portrayed as foolish characters,
Yeah.
which leads to the internalization of the idea that teachers are to be made fun of, because of which there might be lack of respect or payment for the teachers.
Do you remember watching any Bollywood movie where teachers are teaching in class and at the back the students are making fun? I know one Nepali song, I'll call it dirty song. The song goes like this. Sarle uta padauni, hamle eta aakha judauni. I forgot the next line. It's a dirty song where the meaning is that teacher is teaching us in the class and we have eye contact and we fall in love and the romance goes on. This dirty song teaches you that in class you should go for romance, not study. Look what our society is teaching. Society is teaching that when teachers are teaching, don't focus on them. Do आँखा जुदाउने. सरले उता पढाउने, हामीले यता आँखा जुदाउने. This is another funny line. Have you seen in Bollywood movies, sir is teaching like this on the whiteboard and students make balls of papers and they throw at the teacher. Have you seen? And when you see such scenes in Bollywood movie, you develop the tendency that, oh, teachers are something to make fun of, right? And he says that pop culture, popular culture, teaches you today that you don't need to respect teacher. I see many standing comedies, I watch standing comedies where the comedians make fun of teachers. And I don't like that. And his argument here is that teachers should not be made fun of. They deserve respect because they are contributing your life, right? Yes, go on.
Even because of all this, sorry.
Go on. You're good. You have good. Explain that. Wonderful.
Even after this present scenario, the value of the teacher continue with reverence. Thank you.
There is a figure I can see. See as a figure. What is main context? Okay. Relation between teachers. Teachers good. So I can see this child has worked really hard and she has made all this preparation. I'm glad. What's your name?
Manila Budacharya.
Manila, can you very briefly share your story of how you prepared the presentation? Very briefly. Your experience story. I want to listen to it.
Firstly, I read the whole article and then I pointed out the main points and I searched for your video and I saw one video, not full video, but there was half of that. So I watched that and made this one.
Was watching my video useful?
It was.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. You can leave. Thank you. Please. It's all right. Thank you. Go, move it from this side. Okay, now I'll spend few minutes, maybe not only few, maybe 10 minutes. We have some time. Maybe I'll call her in the next section, next hour, I mean. Now I'll go through the essay, and I'll also explain you through the lines, okay? She has wonderfully presented. Let me move ahead with my explanation. Where have I kept the pen? Okay, here we go. Have I turned on the recording? Okay. So, see the title. Let's look at the title. The violinist, the student, and the unpaid teacher. Let's draw a triangle. The violinist, student, unpaid teacher. Three things, right? Pop culture often forces us to think of a teacher as a stupid character worth making fun of. So this sentence also expresses a writer's view on the topic. In a sense, it makes a claim. The writer or rhetor or speaker is making a claim that he is blaming pop culture. What is pop culture? Like you watch television serials, movies, web series, popular culture. There are two types of cultures, high culture and popular culture. High culture is not available easily in the movies. High culture is you have to read literature, right? For example, Narayan Gopal, you can say belongs to high culture of music in Nepal, whereas Dheeraj Rai belongs to popular culture, for example, as an example. So, okay, so he blames pop culture. Why? Because pop culture encourages us to think that a teacher is a stupid character worth making fun. Whereas teacher is not a stupid character. Teachers have wisdom to share with you. Okay, let's read ahead. I'll quickly read. We have half an hour. Imagine a violinist moving his bow dexterously on the strings as lightly as a feather levitating in the air and producing a sonorous sound. Imagine also the violinist student receiving a cadence of his music with equal diligence. This harmony reflects a relationship between a teacher and a student. When this harmony is forced, fractured, something is seriously wrong with culture at large. So do you see, this essay is about relationship between a teacher and a student. So this is the theme of this essay. The relationship between a teacher and student. And this essay begins by calling the audience to imagine. Imagine what? There is a musician. And what is he doing? He is moving his bow. Have you seen violin players? They have a bow. Bow on the strings. Look, there is a bow. There are strings. There is a violin. Right? Bow strings. As lightly as a feather levitating in the air, producing a sonorous sound. And there is sonorous music being produced. Imagine, again he says, imagine also the violinist student receiving the cadence of his music. And then we have music. Equally, this harmony, see the word, harmony. So this essay is about student-teacher relation, and it begins by using a metaphor of music or violin, and he says that this relation should be harmonious. This relation should be harmonious. And if this harmony is fractured, if this relation is disturbed, if anything damages the good relation between you and me, what will happen? We should understand that there is a cultural problem. So he says that if today teachers are not respected, it's because of culture. What culture? Pop culture. If today teachers are not respected, who is to blame? Culture. What culture? Pop culture. Today, as I told you earlier, सरले उता पढाउने, हमले यता आँखा जुदाउने, लभ गर्ने क्लासमा पढ्ने कसले. This is what the Nepali Lokgit teaches. You can log in YouTube and watch the movie, that song, right? Okay. Let's move ahead. A violinist once told me. Now, once told me. So, in second paragraph, if you see, he starts telling a story. So, this is narrative. Past tense, told me how a Western family that took lessons from him did not pay him, claiming that he had never taught them. So this is an anecdote. What is anecdote? Story based on personal experience. So the writer tells a story about a family that didn't pay the teacher. So here the crucial word is pay. Please focus on pay. Then his story hit home for me. If something hits home for you, you can relate that example in your life. We hear stories of unpaid Nepali laborers. Now look, he begins with a foreign reference and he brings it local reference. Unpaid Nepali laborers in West Asia. We hear stories of unpaid doctors in Nepali hospitals, and we hear stories of unpaid teachers in Nepali colleges. Now, do you see one word that comes again and again in this paragraph is unpaid. Focus on this word unpaid. We'll talk about that. The violinist once he had told me the story of failing to receive payment, laughed it off, but the story left me disturbed. The musician forgot. Okay, he didn't pay, forget. But I could not forget. Why? Because for me, it was not just not paying. For me, it was demeaning a teacher. When you don't pay a teacher, you're demeaning. You're insulting the teacher. Suddenly a student invited me to a teacher's day evening last week. Now look, this is occasion. In narratives, there is something called occasion. Occasion means what was the time, place that the story was written. So he says, when on Teachers' Day evening, a student invited him for celebration to honor them. I was unwilling to go for no reason in particular. There is a word called exigence. I have written there, exigence. Exigence means the problem that an essay is solving. What is exigence? Exigence is what made it necessary to write this essay, or what led the writing this is. Look, if he was not invited on teacher's celebration, maybe he won't write. So the occasion for this essay is Teachers' Day celebration, when his students invited him, "Sir, come, we are celebrating and we want you to be with us." This was the occasion. And this occasion is also called the exigence, something that results into the production of the text. Move ahead. It does not matter which country or culture the student's family that denied payments to the violin teacher belonged to. Rather, it concerns how we behave with teachers in general. So this is the issue. This is the question is raising. The major question that this essay raises is how we behave with teachers in general. There are many such instances of considering teachers in hierarchical order. There is a movie, Vasudev. There is a movie, Vasudev. In that movie, Neer Saha is a businessman and Harihar Sharma is a teacher. And Neer Saha and Harihar Sharma, they were college friends 10 years before. One Saturday, Neer Saha invites Harihar Sharma. Aao ghar mein aaj ke khane ramailo garne tash khelne. So Harihar Sharma, the teacher, goes to Neer Saha, the businessman, and they are playing cards and they are eating meat and drinking also. Then Neer Saha's wife brings something to eat, maybe wine, I guess. And Neer Saha says, "Wale deu, sarle deu." And Harihar Sharma says, "Ma khadina." Then Neer Saha says, "Wale masu khanu hunna, wale jagir khanu huncha." I never forget this scene. Neer Saha says to Harihar Sharma, the teacher, the businessman says to the teacher, "Wale masu khanu hunna, wale ke khanu huncha?" Meaning is, वहाँ टिचर हो, वहाँसँग मासु किन्ने पैसा पुग्दैन, वहाँसँग हुँदैन, तर मासु खानुहुन्न। वहाँ के खानुहुन्छ? जागिर खानुहुन्छ। See, this is pop culture. This is how Nepali movie represents teachers. This is how Nepali movie presents teacher. के गरेको हेर्दा टिचरलाई कतै इन्सल्ट गरेको मुभीमा, right? See, I give example. के hierarchy. In hierarchy, money is at top, wisdom is at bottom. Have you seen today? What rules society? Money. Intelligence, wisdom is, knowledge is at bottom. Who cares about knowledge? कसले नलेज कुरा गर्छ? पैसा बेच्न जान्छ नि, के को knowledge? पैसा, पैसा, पैसा. Money, money भनी, money plant रोपे, मेरो money plant मा पैसा फल्ने कहिले? हरिवंश says. No, Madan Krishna. In the movie Ke Ghar Ke Dera, Madan Krishna says, money, money bhani, money plant rope maile, mero money plant ma paisa falne kaile. So we are all after paisa, 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 paisa. Right? We are running after paisa, paisa, paisa. So money is at the top, wisdom and knowledge at the bottom. So teachers are at the bottom of the hierarchy. Right? Look, what matters is not how the teachers are not paid, how they are demeaned. एक फिर मैले खाना खाने थिएँ एउटा स्कुलमा पढाउँथेँ, ब्रेकमा खाना खान गएँ क्यान्टिनमा, ढिला भएछ थोरै, प्रिन्सिपल क्लास जानुभयो, झालबाट हेर्नु क्वेसन पढाएको, कहाँ छ दिवाकर कहाँ छ भन्नुभएको छ, खोज्दै खोज्दै माथि आउनुभयो, म खाना सकिसकेको थिएँ, खाना सिद्धिसकेको थियो, मलाई गाली गर्नुभयो, मैले त्यो खानाको थाल मात्र उहाँको बडीमा फाल्दिएँ के, अलिकति खाना पनि थियो त्यहाँ, फाल्दिएँ, थालले भुँडीमा लाग्यो, उहाँको कोटभरि भातै भात भयो। त्यसपछि उहाँ छिसिक्क नबोलिकन फर्केर जानुभयो, बोल्दै बोल्नु भएन। अनि मैले भने पिसफुली खाना त जेलमा नि पाइन्छ, यो जेल हो, खाने बेला पनि कराउने मसँग। And he got my anger because he was insulting the teacher. खाना त दिनु पर्यो नि, right? So have you realized teachers are time and again insulted? And that's the point he's making. How society demeans the teacher. Okay, move ahead. There is a range of habitations where teachers are found. They are found in universities with weather-beaten wisdom, where professors teach age-old wisdom, like Plato's philosophy. In private professional spaces, like at LSEM, I'm a part-time teacher here in the morning shift. As they take tuitions, I might take tuition at home, and on the road, speeding on their bikes as they hurry to their destination. There is a term, very, very demeaning term, they call helmet teacher. I've heard many educationists on television saying helmet. Who is helmet teacher? एउटा क्लासमा पढाउने अनि त्यहाँदेखि हेलमेट लगाउने फेरि अन्त पढाउन जाने अनि बिहानभरिमा 4-5 ठाउँमा पढाउने। अब क्वेसन आउँछ कि एउटै स्कुलले धेरै पैसा दियो भने त कहीँ जाँदैन नि मान्छे, पैसा कम दिन्छ अनि पुग्दैन अनि कुद्नु पर्यो नि त, फेरि टिचरलाई चाहिँ डिमिन गर्ने हेलमेट टिचर. What do they call them? Helmet teacher. Look how they use, this is the social perception. These teachers can be, look, teachers are not idiots as the movies show you. Teachers are not Jagir Khane people. They can be philosophers, they can be artists, they can be language experts, they can be musicians, they can be yoga teachers. The problem is that, why are they respected? They are easily available. So, boys and girls, a funny thing I want to say you. Even if you have a boyfriend or girlfriend, don't give them too much time. They won't value you. If you are easily available to your boyfriend, he won't value you. If you are easily available to your girlfriend, she won't value you. When they call, say, I'm busy, I'll come tomorrow. If you are easily available to someone, they have no value. They have no value. See the point. They are easily available and they are affordable. Let me tie my shikha because it dangles on the camera. As I watch at home, I see my shikha dangling right and left. As I move right and left, And today I tied it twice and it gets unraveled. I don't know why. I need to wet with water. Okay, remove. So the reason is why teachers are demeaned. They are easily available and they are affordable. सर यदि पढाइदिनु हुन्छ आउनु पढाइदिन्छु कति पैसा दिने केही छैन नदिए पनि हुन्छ अथवा जति मलाई देऊ न right for locals and foreigners both call them at your will and they are ready to teach you. I told you last time, he said, sir, I'm not getting this thing. I said, come and teach, I'll teach you. He didn't come. Look, lessons in violin, language, anything. Okay. This very availability of the teachers differentiates the teacher-student relationship from the parent-child. Now he compares parent-child relationship, teacher-child relationship. And he says that, look, he compares here. This paragraph is comparative. Parents constantly see how children grow and prepare for the deeds of the future. The teacher arrives only at a particular moment. Can I get one English book? I'll show you something. Here is a story. The teacher who changed my life in your course book on page number 88. And in this story, Nicholas Gage, Nicholas Gage, Nicholas Gage, who was a Greek refugee who had come to America. He was taken to a government school, and in grade 7, Gage says that he met a teacher. What? Miss Marjorie Heard. And Gage says, this lady teacher whom I met in grade 7, she changed my life. How? Because she taught me how to write. And I became a journalist, world famous journalist. And I was rewarded by the American president because of the teacher's teaching. Look, so teachers come to you at a particular moment. Divakar sir has come in your life when you are 19-year-old, I guess, right? 1920. In 2023. After 1 year, I won't be in your life. I won't be in your class. You will just recall me. यस्तो सर हुनुहुन्थ्यो, यसरी पढाउनुहुन्थ्यो, रिसाउनुहुन्थ्यो, गाली गर्नु, सिभिल रिकल कस्तो सर हुनुहुन्थ्यो, मैले तयारी गरेर छैन भनेको थिएँ, यहीँ पढ भन्नुभयो, मैले त त्यहीँ पढेर प्रेजेन्ट गरेको छु. You will say, go on. I'm pretty sure she is angry with me, right? What's her name? Bishesta? Are you angry? No, okay, go on. I'm sorry for that. So of the students' growth, so look, they come at particular moment of your growth, plucks the strings of the Bible. See the analogy. Analogy is you compare one thing with another thing. So violin is compared to student, and there is music, So music means learning. Music means learning. And strings, when you tightening string means fine tuning the instrument. Fine tuning the instrument. Any instrument, even tabla. Have you seen the musicians? They first tune the tabla. Then even harmonium, they tune it. Every instrument has to be tuned properly before you play. Not flute. You're right. I appreciate your observation. I appreciate your observation, yes. You don't need to fine tune flutes, you're right. I will have to check back again. Okay. Now, what might fine tuning a student mean? So, fine tuning a student might mean motivating a student to learn, inspiring a student to learn, setting you on the right track. If in these 2 semesters I teach you, if in these 2 semesters I can inspire you, padnu parcha, it's fine. They will start reading. सुरु गर्छ नि इन्स्पायर गर्दै पुगिहाल्यो नि इन्स्पायर गरेर आइ पढ्छ नि त पढ्दैन ओके सो fixes the instrument fixes the instrument means the student has ignorance and the teacher teaches and removes the ignorance. The student doesn't know some skills and the teacher teaches the skills. Gets angry, might get angry as Divakar sir got angry at Bishesta today. I'm sorry for that. Right? But Bishesta knows I'm not angry at my heart, right? I have good intentions, right? Then turns happy. Now Divakar is happy because she's preparing. And when she comes, I'll be really happy, right? And disappears in service of another student. Next year, I'll have another batch and you will miss me. Maybe you won't miss me. Who misses such a strict teacher, right? You won't miss me, right? But I'll miss you badly. You might not miss me, but I'll miss you badly. Okay. The teacher generally does not live long with a disciple as the parents do with a child. I am not talking about bad parents and teachers, nor about the idle parents and teachers. I am simply talking about the teachers who tries to dry the rain on a student's storm-beaten face. See the metaphor here. You are running in the storm and you ran through the rain and storm, there is dirt on your face and water, and teacher comes and he cleans your face and makes you feel happy. So teachers care. Teachers love and care. It's about teachers love and care. Teachers are your second guardian outside home. Teachers are your second guardian. Borrowing from Shakespeare's sonnet. Okay, he takes a line from his sonnet to make a point. Demeaning a teacher is a grave cultural disharmony caused by pop culture, as he says. My violin teacher plays Beethoven's Ode to Joy. Listen this afternoon on YouTube. With his brilliant bow movement and firm fingers on the strings, he plays to tease the student. Look, a teacher is there to teach the students, not to woo him, not to make him happy. I know that matters. Sir, हामी पढाउन जाने हो, सिकाउन जाने हो, गुडी गुडी न जाने होइन. बच्चालाई गफ गरेर हँसाउन जाने होइन. हाम्रो काम बच्चालाई हँसाउने होइन, हामी कमेडी होइन, पढाउने हो. He said, I partly agree, partly disagree. A teacher should make you happy before he teaches. Because if you are sad in class, you don't learn. The students are the teacher's audience. Right now, as you are my audience, the children are the parents' legacy. See the difference. Students are teachers' audience and children are their legacy. So as a legacy, you carry your parents' property, you carry their culture, everything. But as an audience, you have a duty. See the difference. As an audience, you have a duty towards the teacher. As a child, your parents have a duty towards you. As a student, you have obligations to me as a teacher. But as a child, parents have obligation to you. See the opposite relation. Parents have obligations to feed you, clothe you, teach you. In teachers, you have the obligation to listen to us. So what's the duty? If I'm teaching, pay attention. Last time she was there and I just pointed, I interrupted, right? So she was not obliging. So be what do you call it? Dutiful, right? Listen carefully. The ethics of the audience. What is ethics? Ethics is what is right and what is wrong. The ethics of the audience for a teacher is give continuity to the desires of legacy. If the students do not know the ethics of the audience, the teacher leaves them. See, what's your ethic? Do what I say. What's your ethic? Follow instruction. What's your ethic? Pay attention. Study. Read. Okay, I'll continue. On the screen, I'll continue. No problem. The teacher does not have the time to woo and court. I don't have time to pamper you. Right? Wooing and courting is the duty of the parents. Right? When I was a professor of the student, I still am. He told me, a teacher should not aim to please his student. He meant that the job of pleasing should be left to politicians in an electoral democracy. A teacher's job is to teach, not simply to please. Next, Edward Said writes in Music at the Limits that the Canadian pianist Glenn Gould retired from live performances in the 60s because he found the distorting effect of the audience on his playing. Gould felt he had to keep wooing the audience with the taste, irrespective of what music demanded. Look here, what music demanded and their taste. So a musician quit performance because the audience always put pressure. Esto bajao, usto bajao. Last time I heard in your carnival, somebody told me, sir, त्यहाँ समस्या के भएछ? त्यो प्रेजेन्टरहरूले चाहिँ पुरानो पुरानो गीत गायो, अडियन्सलाई मनै परेन, अनि पछि बन्द भयो गाउने दिएन उनीहरूले भन्यो. Look, the artist is under pressure from the audience. Yoga, hooting, right? म लास्ट अहिले ब्रेकमा भनिदिन्छु ल. 19 देखि 19 बाट बिजी हुन्छ. 19 बाट मिस्टेक भयो जस्तो लाग्यो. आज 19 छैन, 19 हो आज नोभेम्बर. I'll read out. Sorry for disturbance. This is to inform you all that the Tihar and Chhat vacation starts from 12th November and ends at 19th November, and the class will restart from 20th November. So you will come back on 20th. Okay. So do you see, the audience puts undue pressure on the artist, and the audience doesn't understand the essence of music, what music demands, and he just quit performance. Without wooing the audience's taste, the musician or the teacher risks being unpaid. See, the teacher is not here to satisfy your taste, please you. He is here to teach you. The argument. I am using the word unpaid in a wider sense, suggesting unrewarded. See, so unpaid means, look, unpaid is not about money. It's not about money. Unpaid is not about money. It's about respect. I'll tell a story. I had my English teacher in grade 11, 12 in India. His name was Lakshman Prasad Srivastav. He taught me English tuition in grade 12 for 3 months, and the fee in those days was 60 rupees a month Indian currency. So we were 6 people in the group, and I was not very rich. My father was a teacher. We didn't have much money at home, so I could not pay regularly every month. So everybody paid the fees, but I was not able to pay. And at the end of the 3rd month, somehow I got the money, and I took the money, 180 rupees. And I said, sir, आज मैं fee लेके आया हूँ आपके लिए, 3 महीने का बाकी था. He just put his head on my head. He said, Divakar, हाँ. He was on खटिया, I was on the, हामी इन्डियामा चाहिँ टिचर खाटमा बस्ने, हामी भैँमा बसेर पढ्थ्यौँ कि. सर चाहिँ माथि खाटमा बस्ने, घरमा ट्युसन पढ्दा हामी भैँमै बसेर पढ्ने, भैँमै बसेर पढ्ने. He put his head on my head, hand on my head. He said, Divakar, yes, तुम इस ग्रुप में अच्छा पढ़ते हो, मेहनत कर रहे हो, इसलिए तुम पैसा मत दो, नहीं लेंगे तुमसे. I said, क्यों? 3 महीने पढ़ा हूँ, पिताजी ने पैसा दिया, ले लीजिए. He said, नहीं, अगर तुम मुझे वास्तव में पैसा देना चाहते हो तो ऐसा करो कि तुम टीचर बन जाओ, क्योंकि तुम अच्छा पढ़ते हो. And I became a teacher. And I became a teacher. So on camera I'll say, I became a teacher because Lakshman Prasad Srivastav, in the year 1987, he said, Divakar, तुम इस ग्रुप में औरों से ज़्यादा बढ़िया पढ़ रहे हो, मुझे पैसा मत दो, बेस्ट पेमेंट होगा मेरा कि तुम टीचर बन जाओ. And every class I teach, I'm paying my teacher. So you can pay your teacher by following them. You can pay your teacher by following them. I'm paying my teacher because he said, become a teacher like me and carry my legacy. Carry my legacy. He taught me so nicely, I learned. And I want to teach you exactly nicely, so you learn. So we carry legacies as teachers, right? That's what payment means. Respect teachers, okay. There is another pop cultural problem, as he was talking about, with audience. A 5-year-old girl in an Indian television dance reality show performed a well-choreographed move on sexually suggestive song and received a huge round of applause. A sensitive judge asked the parents why they had allowed this song to be played for a girl that did not understand its connotations. The parents nervously answered that this was what the audience demanded. Gold and the judge were performing the ideas of a teacher. Look, there is a song in Bollywood. I'm sorry if I don't take it otherwise. The line is, सीधे point पे आओ. I forgot another line. It has very dirty sexual connotation. It's a very popular song. So here is an example. A 5-year-old girl dances in a music show on a sexually connotative song, and the audience applauds. They never realize that it's immoral to make a dance on that sexual song because she doesn't know what's the meaning of the song. But why are they doing that? Why? The answer, look, this is what the audience want. Today on internet, particularly in social media, shorts, have you seen how people are getting naked? People are getting naked. Why? Because they get more follow, like. To get follow, like, they're getting naked. Because that's what the audience wants. So please, do not always follow what the audience says. Follow what your conscience says. Follow what your antarman says. All these instances are, wait a minute, I'll leave in a while. All these instances are about the audience in general. The nature of the audience is not bad per se. By turns, I am a teacher and a student, a teacher and an audience. There are thousands of students who immensely respect and love me. My concern is about the parents. What parents? My concern about the parents, the kind that cheated the violinist. Such parents break the cord between the teacher and the student. So he says, teacher, student, Parent learning. So sometimes parents misbehave and they create a problem between teacher and student. This, do you remember, few months back in one school in Jawla Hill, there was a case where class 9 child was expelled from the school because school said she can't study, and her parents went there, her father went there, and the school said, "Taro bacha launus padna saktain kamjor cha." And there was media, news in media, on it was viral, and there was a quarrel between the vice principal and the parent, and there was a big news on media, and in that context this article was written, I guess. So that was a time when there was a problem between teacher-student relationship because of parents. In many South Asian and Hollywood pop cultural films, a teacher is often presented as a funny, stupid character, mocked by students. The students throw objects when he or she scribbles on the board. Such images may have been used to give comic relief to the audience, but they seep into our behavioral psyche, forcing us to think of a teacher as stupid being. We internalize the teacher as a person to be made fun of, right? There is also an economic dimension to paying less or not paying at all. In a country like Nepal, you get a teacher with minimal investment for one of the most significant creative jobs. See, teaching is a creative job, but it has minimum payment. The teacher falls prey to the minimal investment because you get the surplus value without involving in the labor. Whatever is reproduced is the student who adds to the capital in the family. Your guilt has to be concealed by not paying the teacher and making fun of him. Yet the values of the teacher, look, the values of the teacher continue with reverence. So he says that it's also because of economic reason, right? Last paragraph. Who is your hero? Last paragraph. Who is your hero? Former Indian President APJ Abdul Kalam was asked during a lecture in Kathmandu a decade and a half ago. Kalam was pensive, thoughtful. Kalam became thoughtful for a while, and then his eyes illuminated and he said, "My high school teacher." So my hero is Lakshman Prasad Srivastav, my grade 11 English teacher. Because my original plan was to become Sarkari Karmachari in Nepal. And because of his inspiration, I became a teacher. Thank you. So we have a break with this. Thank you. Take a break, come back in 10 minutes, then we'll listen to the presenter. We'll listen to Bisheshta after that. Thank you.